It's Thursday, and that means travel day around the league. This is Krusty Case here from the Go Boys Network coming to you with another MLB slate preview for June 6th. Before we hop into this one, I remind everybody you can get all of these odds at FanDuel Sportsbook. But without further ado, let's jump right into this one. The first one we have, it's an early one. It's Baltimore Orioles taking on Toronto Blue Jays. At the time of recording, Baltimore has not announced a starter. Toronto's putting out Kikuchi, who we all know most of us don't like, and that's more than reasonable because he's not very good. For me in this one, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles team total over. Kikuchi's a guy who historically has pitched really well against this Orioles team for some reason, but obviously we all know they crush lefties. He already had a pretty big strikeout game against them earlier this year, and I just like them to kind of get even, if you will. So give me the Orioles team total here. I like them to put up some runs. Think they do it with relative ease. In terms of Ks or outs, I would say that Kikuchi under outs could be in play as well, simply because, like I said, I expect Baltimore to get to him here. And, I mean, they should get a decent outing from Berrios in the game today. So I would like to think that Kikuchi won't be needed to go deep into this one if he struggles. Our next one is Kansas City Royals taking on the Cleveland Guardians. This is Brady Singer versus Tanner Bybee. You got to give me the Guardians here. So Brady Singer was supposed to pitch today. The game got rained out. They pushed him back. I'm never a big believer. I don't like backing guys who get pushed back. As we talk about all the time, starting pitchers are creatures of habit. And when a guy gets thrown off his routine because he gets pushed back an extra day or whatever it may be, they tend to struggle. There's numbers to support it. More often than not, these guys go out and they don't necessarily have their best game because they're off their routine. So I like the Guardians here on the money line. I think they get this one done. Bybee's been really good. Obviously, tall task here because Kansas City is hitting extremely well. But I just like Bybee to navigate this lineup. He's impressed me a lot this season, definitely a lot more than I expected. But I guess I really shouldn't be surprised because Cleveland just continues to churn out these young starting pitchers who are absolutely outstanding. So give me the Guardians here. I think Tanner Bybee pitches really well, and I expect Stinger to struggle against this Guardians team. Our next one is the Seattle Mariners taking on the Oakland Athletics. This is Brian Wu versus JP Sears. I'm going to roll with the first 5 under. So I'm not a big Brian Wu guy. I don't think he's very good. He's looked pretty good, though, so I guess I'll let the numbers speak for themselves there because, in my opinion, he's a guy who's going to be due for some regression. But I'm not really expecting it against Oakland, truthfully. They're kind of scuffling right now, definitely not swinging the hot bats they were a couple weeks ago. So I like Wu to be able to contain this lineup. On the other side, JP Sears, he's just a guy that I like to back when he's at home. For whatever reason, this guy pitches much better when he's in Oakland. Maybe it's all the silence because there's nobody there to boo or cheer or whatever he doesn't like to hear. But overall, he just pitches better at home. So I like the first 5 under here. It's also getaway day, so you could see some guys resting. Some of the bigger bats maybe not in the lineup. So usually lends itself to an under, particularly in the first 5. Our next one is the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is Walker Buehler versus Bailey Falter. I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers right now, but man, oh man, is it tough to want to pay any of these prices with the Dodgers. They're minus 185 on the money line here with Walker Buehler. I can't do it personally. Pirates took game 1 of the series. As I'm recording this right now, I believe they're up 7-0 on the Dodgers. Actually, I take that back. Ohtani homered, so 7-1. But for me here, I just can't get to the Dodgers personally. If you've been watching them play, the bats they're kind of quiet right now. And I mean, maybe against Bailey Falter is where they come out, but Bailey Falter is one of those guys who just continues to go out and give his team, 4 or 5 innings, and you look up at the scoreboard and wonder how no one's put up any runs against him. So I'm going to go with the Pirates plus 1.5, reluctantly, because obviously I feel like you're playing with fire waiting for the Dodgers bats to wake up, but I'm just not sure it's here. They've struggled through the first 2 games of this series. They got to play this one, and then once they get out of Pittsburgh, which historically have just struggled against Pittsburgh for whatever reason, maybe the bats wake up then.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the Go Boys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the Go Boys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Our next one is the Atlanta Braves taking on the Washington Nationals. This is Mitchell Parker versus Ronaldo Lopez. And this one for me, again, it's a tough spot because Atlanta minus 175 on the money line. And in the form they're in right now, it's just so tough to want to back them. I mean, they are facing Mitchell Parker, who's a lefty, who I think they can have some success against. So I'm going to say Braves minus 1.5. I like the Braves to win here. Obviously, I'm a little reluctant because, like I said, the bats just, I don't know. They got absolutely shut down by Nick Pivetta in this last game. Maybe that was a little bit because it's travel day, so I'm not going to put too much stock into it. But against the lefty, I like the bats to get going here a bit. I think they can get to Mitchell Parker. And Ronaldo Lopez, he's been really an anchor in this rotation for them. So I like him to pitch well here. Giving the Braves minus 1.5. Our next one is the Minnesota Twins taking on the New York Yankees. This is Pablo Lopez versus Marcus Stroman. Stroman has obviously really turned it on here as of late, pitching a lot better. Again, Yankees minus 145. I hate backing the same team multiple days. We backed the Yankees the first 2 days, and reluctantly, I'm going to back them again here. I'm just not a big Pablo Lopez believer. Stuff just hasn't looked as good this season. He's been giving up a lot more contact. This Yankees team's just so hot, man. It's so hard not to back him. And minus 145 on the money line, I think we're getting a bit of a discount here because it is Pablo Lopez on the other side, but I'll take that. Give me the Yankees money line, minus 145. I'm all over it. Our next one is the Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Reds. This is Javier Assad versus Hunter Green. So we just saw Hunter Green pitch against the Cubs last week. Assad, same thing, pitching against the Reds last week. Different starts. This time they're going head-to-head. Hunter Green was in the game where it rained the entire game. He admittedly said he couldn't get any grip on the ball. Still had a pretty decent outing, won 6 innings. I believe he had 5 or 6 strikeouts. I like the Reds here. I'm gonna go with the first 5 under though. I like both these pitchers a lot. I think they both pitch really well here. I also couldn't talk anybody off of either guy's strikeouts. I think both guys have potential to rack up Ks here big time. But in this one, like I said, first 5 under, I think it's the best look. I like that spot a lot. I think this one's low scoring, likely a 0-0, 1-0 kind of deal. Our next one is the Colorado Rockies taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. This is Cal Quantrill versus Sonny Gray. I'm going with Sonny Gray, 6 Ks, and the Cardinals money line. Should be right around even money. I love this spot for Sonny. For those of you who don't know, Sonny Gray, when he gets you to 2 strikes this season, he has a 58% put away rate, which is the highest by a wide margin. If he gets you 2 strikes, you're probably getting struck out. It's just how it goes. So I like his case here. Obviously, the Rockies, they've been a bit better, but they still have the same team. They chase a ton. They're going to be on the road here where they're notoriously worse, and they're leaving Coors, which there's always a bit of a hangover there. So I really like the Cardinals to get this one done. I really like Sonny Gray to pitch extremely well here. I think they handle business here relatively easy. Hey guys, I just want to give a quick reminder that new users can bet $5 at FanDuel on any of the bets in this video and win $150 in bonus bets if the bet wins. Now let's get back to the bets. Our next one is the Boston Red Sox taking on the Chicago White Sox. This is Tanner Houck versus Jake Woodford. I'm not a big Boston believer, but the White Sox are absolute dog meat. So Tanner Houck, first time seeing the White Sox this season, should be the first time seeing majority of their guys. Definitely not a big BVP sample there. And what he has done when he's seen teams for the first time is he's pitched really well. So give me Boston here, minus 1.5. I like him to shut down this White Sox team. I mean, that's not saying much. The lineup stinks. And I just think that, Boston, I don't love their lineup, but Jake Woodford, he's going to give up some runs for sure. And I'm expecting like Tanner Banks in like long relief here, who again falls in that turkey tosser category. So I really like Boston to put up some runs. I think Houck really shuts down this lineup. The last one on the slate probably couldn't be any more gross. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the San Diego Padres. This is Slade Cecconi versus Randy Vasquez. I would not want to touch a side in this game with a 10-foot pole. This is a disgusting matchup between two teams who are just really not hitting and super inconsistent. And both starters don't really offer anything that, appeals to me personally. I'm going to go with the under, oddly enough. These starters, like I said, they're not really pitching that well. Randy Vasquez is an absolute dumpster fire at times. But the Diamondbacks on the road just have not seemed to be able to put up runs consistently. And this Padres team is a bit of a shell of itself at the moment. So I'm going to go with the under. It's a terrifying fucking idea. But I really think that this one's low scoring. I think this one's going to be pretty gross, like a 2-1 kind of final score, just with both teams really struggling to generate offense. Diamondbacks this season, much better at home. Obviously, you're getting them on the road here at Petco Park. Pretty pitcher-friendly park, too. So I think that these pitchers can do enough. I mean, there's going to be guys on base, for sure. This is more of just a play on the fact that neither team is driving guys in consistently right now. So I like this thing to stay under. That does conclude our slate, though. If you guys do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys are playing. Before we hop off here, though, I'll give you my 3 best bets. So number 1, we are going to roll with the Cubs-Reds first 5 under. That's my first one. Number 2 will be the Sonny Gray 6 Ks and the Cardinals money line. And number 3 is the Boston -1.5. So those 3 games, those are my best bets. As always, you can get all my official plays at goalboys.com. And if you have a gambling problem, dial 1-800-GAMBLER. Thanks, guys.